Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome for this special review session. After we have completed the first two chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, we'll start with Mangalacharanam prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatyate Satarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum gangeti girim yatkripataham vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So before we start a few words from me before we start the session. I hope all of you have been reviewing the notes what we have already given to you, and I hope that you have got a fair understanding of what we have been talking so far. So I am going to have a kind of a question and answer format as a PPT, so that we shall be able to refresh to ourselves our understanding, and if there is any clarifications to be had, we can also ask even as we go through this question and answer session. So again, I see the attendance has dwindled a lot today. I do not know whether some of the participants thought that the question and answers is going to be only a rehash of what we have already learned. So a few words about that from me. Bhagavad Gita is a text which you can read many times and it will still remain fresh. And actually, all spiritual literatures are of that nature. The more we read them again and again, that is what is called our sadhana. That is our way of telling the Lord, I am interested in spiritual progress. And then the Lord reciprocates. The Lord reciprocates by giving you that understanding. We should never think by reading, I am getting the understanding. It's not possible because the subject matter is transcendental. So by reading, we don't get the understanding. But by reading, we are expressing to God that I am interested to know about you. It is our expression that, oh God, I am interested to know you. I realize that I am having very limited knowledge. My knowledge is conditioned by material nature. I am looking for something higher. So I want you to help me. I am putting my best efforts. Please help me with superior understanding. So that is the secret behind any kind of spiritual knowledge. Unlike academic knowledge, what we have in the secular world, that kind of knowledge, yes, it is based on our IQ, our ability to comprehend, and that we write exams and get marks. That is the way we evaluate our knowledge. But here, it is not by writing exams that we evaluate our knowledge. We evaluate our knowledge in terms of how much we are transforming from within, the changes in our consciousness, the changes in our attitude towards the world, how we deal with problems, how we are making our future plans. Everything will show how much of this understanding we have got. So I request all of you to stay engaged. You have already done a very good service to yourself by attending the past about 9 sessions. So please stay on. You will get amazing benefits from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So with these few words, I will enter into today's session. So let us offer our prayers to Lord Shri Krishna. Sarvopanishato bhavo dogda gopala nandanaha partho vatsaha sudhir bhokta uddam gita amritam mahat. So Krishna is called the Jagat Guru. Vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanuram ardhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagat guru. So Krishna is our father. Krishna is also the supreme God, and Krishna also is our teacher. So how amazing and how fortunate we are that our own father happens to be the supreme God, and he also happens to be our teacher. What more we can ask for? So let us now enter into this session. So it will be like this, questions and answers, okay? So if anyone wants to answer, you can raise your hands and I will ask one of you to answer. And you don't have to be very accurate. Just take a try, There is nothing right or wrong here. I have also given answers to these questions, but that may not be the best answer. There could still be many answers. So feel free to attempt these questions. So, can I request you to raise your hands if you want to answer this question? Externally, both Arjuna and Duryodhana are engaged in the same activity, namely war. Both are fighting a war. So, in that sense, the karma what they are doing is the same. So, what is the difference in their internal consciousness? Externally, we see that both are fighting. There is no difference at all. But internally, there is a difference in the consciousness. What is that difference? And what is the lesson for us? That's a question. Yes. I am not going to ask these questions to any of the seniors. So, Devendra Mishra Prabhu, if you are a newcomer to Bhagavad Gita, I request you to answer.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Guruji, I am not new, I am very old. I started my journey under your leadership from November, October 20th. In the mid, I lost connection with you. I could not able to attend the Saturday class. I shifted to Friday. And I had lots of knowledge from you. My personal, when I was in difficulty, I wrote certain things to you. You gave me real right message at that moment. I survived. So that's not, I'm very old. 2 years, I completed 2 years with under your leadership. But still, I'm happy to answer these things. Under your able leadership, what I learned, both Arjuna and Duryodhana was in war, but Arjuna was serving Lord Krishna and Duryodhana was serving the gratification of his senses. That is the basic difference.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you. Thank you. So, perfect answer. So, this is what I have typed here. Arjuna is executing the will of Krishna by performing his duty as a Kshatriya. Krishna is telling, perform your duty as a Kshatriya, and that is my will. So he's doing that without attachment to the results. Whereas Duryodhana is fighting a whimsical war, disregarding moral principles for his own sense gratification and out of envy. So the lesson is, we should always follow Krishna's words, what we see in Bhagavad Gita. It's very important for us to learn what Krishna is teaching, and we should try to follow. Thank you. So, second question, from a material point of view, whose side looks stronger? List some points in support. Whose side? There are two sides here, Kauravas and Pandavas. So, whose side looks stronger? Yes, Mohandas Prabhu.
Tandaprana Prabhu. From a material point of view, the Duryodhana's side is more stronger.
Yes. Some points in yes.
Arjuna's side is lighter.
Yes.
It's not stronger when it is compared to the battles, the battalions.
Yes.
He's got more battalions, Duryodhana.
Yes.
But Arjuna has got 11 battalions, but whereas he has got 16 battalions.
No, Arjuna has 7.
7.
Kaurava has
11.
11. Yeah.
And he is Arjuna is supported by Krishna,
yes,
who is a charioteer, and he also allowed Krishna to be on his side. Yes. On the other hand, Duryodhana wanted the entire army of Lord Krishna.
Yes.
This entire, he got that. But out of love and affection and as a pure devotee, the Arjuna wanted the presence of Lord Krishna only. Lord Krishna also assured, I will not take any weapon to fight the battle, but I will be a charioteer of Arjuna.
Yes.
That is became a victory. Yes. And also this last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, where the Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra,
Prabhuji only answered this question.
Yes,
so you have answered that Duryodhana's side looks stronger in terms of sheer numbers.
Yes, yes,
yeah, so exactly. So the answer also is like that.
Thank you.
Duryodhana has 7 Akshohinis. Yeah, thank you. And Pandavas are only 7. He has very powerful generals like Bhishma, who will not die, who cannot be killed. He has got a blessing that Ishtamrityu. Only when he wants to die, he will die. Same way Drona, he also cannot be killed. He also has that blessing. and Karna, Kripa, they are very powerful generals. And Krishna's unbeatable Narayani Sena is also fighting for Duryodhana. Krishna is alone without weapons on the Kaurava, on the Pandavas side, but the entire army of Krishna is on the side of Duryodhana. So, from a material point of view, actually, Duryodhana should win. There is hardly any chance. So, it is described that Duryodhana's army was like a ocean, and generals like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Kripa, they were all like Timingila fish in that ocean. And Arjuna had simply no chance of fighting and winning over them. So, this is the material assessment of the war situation. That's why Dhritarashtra was also very hopeful that his son would win. Okay, next question. List some advanced symptoms that predict victory for Pandavas. Even though materially speaking, Kauravas appear to be having a bright chance, but there are some symptoms that show actually Pandavas will win. Can you list some of them? Yes, because I don't have many hands. I will open it for everyone. Anyone can answer this question. Apart from Mohandas Prabhu, Devendra Mishra Prabhu, two of you have already answered. Let me look for anyone. Please keep yourself muted. Yeah. Anyone else would like to try this?
Yes, Prabhuji, Nityananda. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Go on.
Yes,
Right.
Arjuna, Pandava's army
Ah.
is his captain is Lord Krishna, and Arjuna has got all the weapons and is. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm not able to raise my voice. Please excuse me.
Yeah. Please don't strain yourself. Are you better or are you still having that problem?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm having this problem for the past 2 weeks.
Oh
Still,
dear.
it is not improving.
Oh, Prabhu.
Suddenly, the voice is becoming low and it is not rising, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Prabhu, don't strain yourself.
Okay,
You
Prabhu.
speak in your normal voice, don't strain yourself. I can hear you very well.
But no, I'm not able to raise my voice, Prabhuji. It is
Okay.
strange. Excuse me.
Yeah, please. So, who else would like to answer this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
I'll just try, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
First thing is that Lord Krishna is on their side, Arjuna's side.
Yes.
So that is one thing. The battle is happening in Kurukshetra, which is also called Dharma Kshetra.
Yes.
And so the Pandavas being followers of Dharma, so that could, it is expected that the place will also favor them.
Correct.
And the conch shells, the divine conch shells, the very sound of those conch shells struck fear into the hearts of the opposition. When they just blew their conches, pound drum or Krishna's Panchajanyam, everything together, that was enough to give the enemy a little fear and a less confidence. And there was a presence of Hanuman on the Dwaja, on the flag
Yes.
of the chariot. And also he had Prabhuji, the chariot was given by fire god. Is it? I'm not very sure. Chariot itself was given by fire god. And Arjuna's Gandiva and the quiver it's an inexhaustible quiver, right? It cannot become empty, something like that.
Yes.
I don't know. So this is all I can think of, Prabhuji.
Thank you. That's very nice. Yes, here this also may not be very exhaustive. So Krishna, the Supreme Lord and husband of Goddess of Fortune, is with them. So there is no way they can be defeated. Hanuman is in the flag, the chariot, the horses, the quiver are divine. All conscious of Pandavas are divine. And the battlefield is Dharma Kshetra, so which is naturally going to support those who are following Dharma. So thank you. Yes. So why is Krishna called Bhagavan throughout Gita? What is the significance of this term? Please raise your hands. If there are any newcomers, I really want you to try these questions. There is no harm if you feel that your answer may not be correct. You cannot be completely wrong, and no answer can be completely right also. See, there are so many ways of understanding these things. So please feel free to try. I am seeing only the same two hands going up. So more senior devotees can also try, because we don't have too many people trying. Anyone else?
Yes, Prabhu. May I answer, Prabhu?
Let us see. Let us give some more time. Let us see some more people coming up.
Prabhuji, Smriti Mataji has raised her hand.
Okay, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Krishna is called Bhagavan because he is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Yes. What does it signify?
And
The term Bhagavan. Yes.
he is the supreme controller, supreme enjoyer, the supreme power.
What
I
is
think so,
the
Prabhuji.
meaning of the word Bhagavan in Sanskrit?
Bhagavan,
Yes.
he is the only supreme power, Prabhuji.
No, it has a
I'm not.
specific. Yeah, it has a specific meaning that Prabhupada discusses in his purports.
Okay.
So,
I'm
okay.
not sure about it, Prabhuji.
Let us see. Mohandas Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Danda Pranam. Bhagavan is full of 6 opulences.
Yes.
Nobody is equal to him, or nobody is more than what he has got.
Yes.
That is he is called Bhagavan, full of opulences. 6 opulences.
Correct.
That is the energy and beauty, strength, and then wealth and renunciation.
Yes.
6 opulences. Nobody is equal to.
Yes.
That is
That is
unlimited powers.
correct. So
That's why
that's a
it's called Bhagavan.
definition. Thank you, Prabhu. So that is a definition given by Parashar Muni to
Yes.
Bhagavan. Bhaga means opulences, and Van means one who possesses these bhagas in unlimited degree. No one
Unlimited.
is equal or greater than Lord Krishna in possessing all these opulences. They are listed as 6 actually, in terms of beauty, strength, knowledge, wealth, uh, beauty, strength, knowledge, wealth,
Renunciation.
fame,
Renunciation.
fame, and renunciation. Even though he has all these Aishwaryas, he is also renounced. He is not attached to any of them. He displays all these Aishwaryas in this material world, but at the same time, he is not attached to them. So that is the meaning of Bhagavan. Like we say Shaktiman, someone who possesses Shaktiman, or Vidwan. Vidwan means one who has got a lot of knowledge. Like that, Bhagavan means he has got all Aishwaryas in unlimited degree. So, in Bhagavad Gita, he is called Bhagavan to acknowledge that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. He possesses all opulences in unlimited quantity. These opulences are sought by everyone. It's called Bhaga. So, one who possesses them all is Bhagavan. This means Bhagavan Krishna is attractive to everyone, because we are always attracted to opulence, and Krishna has all opulence. So, naturally, everyone is attracted to him. Okay, so let us see more hands go up. What is the meaning of the term Supreme Absolute Truth? Only one hand is up. That hand is permanently up. Mohandas Prabhu can answer all questions. Vikas Prabhu, yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, the ultimate truth is Lord Krishna is the only truth,
Yes.
and this is what I have to say.
Perfectly have understood. Perfect. But in a theoretical way, if you want to answer, that's a perfect answer what you have given. In a theoretical way, how can we say what is supreme absolute truth? What is the definition of supreme absolute truth?
What Lord Krishna says is the truth. What he wants from us is truth. What he directs us to do is the only truth. What I understand about up to this point.
You are speaking like a pure devotee. That is perfect also. But in a theoretical way, if you have to debate with someone, what is the supreme absolute truth, then you have to say why Krishna is supreme absolute truth, right? So for that, we have to first say what is supreme absolute truth, then you have to say why Krishna satisfies the definition. Okay, Prabhu. So Lakshmi Venkat Mataji, you can try.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
He is actually Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the knower of everything. He is the that is ultimate, and he is the Brahman, that is Brahman, or the impersonal, all-pervasive spirit, or Paramatma.
Okay.
And he is the supreme within the heart of every human being or every living entity.
Yes.
And that's it.
Okay, well tried.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, but we need a little more theoretical strength, which can be used in a debate to tell people Krishna is supreme absolute truth for this reason. See, by the way, our scientists are also looking for supreme absolute truth. Are you aware of that? What is the aim of science? Science is aiming to find what is the supreme absolute truth, actually. So in
Prabhuji, is it the real knowledge to offer everything in the service of Krishna?
No. That comes from a devotee point of view. First of all, everyone should accept Krishna as a supreme absolute truth, and they should accept Bhakti as a supreme path. Then you can say all these things. But before people have accepted, then we have to give them some theoretical framework about what is supreme absolute truth. Anyone else is trying? I have little more hands going up. Devendra Mishra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So here just I want to tell that is three words: supreme, absolute, truth. If we talk about truth has a single meaning. So why then supreme and absolute you add?
Yes.
Supreme means the super one, absolute means the unchanged. Truth, there is two types of truth. In Odia, Jagannath Mandir said, aparivartit truth, parivartit. Certain truths change from time to time. And one is always God, that Krishna is the only absolute truth. There is no change. He is the only one. He is there in the beginning, till the end, he is there. So he is the unchanged truth. That's why he called it the absolute truth. And it is only Krishna. What I understand.
Thank you. That's nice. Sumati Mataji, would you like to add something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Is it because everything emanates from Krishna, Prabhuji?
Good.
All the energies, everything is from Krishna.
Very right.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Mohandas Prabhu, anything you would like to add?
Yes, Prabhu. From the point of theory, one sloka of Brahma Samhita, at Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karama. Therefore, he is the origin of all origins. He existed even before this cosmic world.
Yes.
And he has no beginning and no end. He has no birth and death. And he is a bliss, he is a knowledge.
Yeah.
And he is Shakti itself a truth, and he is the reason for all these origins.
Yeah, that's
That
perfect.
itself, and then the Lord Shiva also has praised that it is Lord Krishna only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as well as Adi Shankara also.
Thank
So
you,
there are so
Prabhu.
many.
So, what I am having a problem is all of you are jumping some of my questions. You know, what is going to come later, you are giving sooner.
Prabhuji, can I add one thing?
Yeah, so actually, see, don't bring Krishna now. You
No,
try to
Prabhuji.
speak to what is supreme absolute truth. The meaning
That
of
is,
the term.
it Satyam Param? It is the
Yeah,
highest
that's
truth.
what Srimati Mataji also was saying, Mohandas Prabhu is saying, you are also saying.
uh.
But you have to de-link Krishna and only talk about what the scientists are looking for.
Mm.
Okay, let us see what I have written. I may not be perfect also. I have just attempted something. Let us see. So first of all, let us say truth. You know, our Mishra Prabhu was attempting like this. What is truth? Truth means something which is real. So we can say it is the essence, right? It must be the essence. Untruth is unreal, false, temporary, changing. It's constantly changing. That means it's a relative truth. Some truth is a higher truth than some other truths which are lesser truths. So truth means what is real. Real means what is the underlying. Say for example, you go to a toy shop and you find lot of toys. Some monkey toys, some beautiful girls, boys, and natural scenery. Everything is there in the form of toys, right? They are all made from what? If it is a plastic shop, all the toys are made of plastic.
Plastic.
If it is a clay doll shop, all the dolls are made of clay. So, what is the real? What is the truth there? Clay is the truth. But clay has been shaped into so many forms. You go to a jewelry shop, there are so many different ornaments. The ornaments are in various shapes and sizes. But what are they all made of? Gold. That is truth. So, what is the essence? So, who said Satyam Param Dhimahi? Or someone said, what is the source of everything? Janmadhyasya Etaha. So, these are the ways to go for truth. So, what the scientists are looking for? They are looking for a God particle. Because scientists are convinced that there is no life behind creation. Scientists are convinced. On what basis? They don't tell you. But they don't want to accept that there is a creator. Scientists have closed the door completely. No scientist wants to acknowledge that there could be a creator, because the moment they accept a creator, then scientists feel they become very inferior, because somebody already knows everything. So I'm not discovering anything new. So the scientists want to deny that a living reality. So they want to only say the truth is a particle. So they want to say the whole universe is made of some particle. First of all, they said atoms, then they came to subatomic particles, then they still could not explain the mass of atoms, then they wanted to talk about a God particle, matter, antimatter, so many things. So they are also looking for truth, but they're looking for truth in the form of matter. Okay, so what is truth? Truth is what is real, unchanging, always same. And supreme means the highest. There is no higher truth than that. And absolute means permanent, unchanging, without beginning and end, everlasting. So, supreme absolute truth is that one thing which will explain everything. That's what Kasmin Vigyate Sarvametam Vignatam Bhavanti Rigveda says like that. The meaning is, what is it knowing which everything here will be known to me. In this world, there is so much unknown, and I can never make sure that I know everything. So there is always, something I know, but so much more I don't know. So Rigveda says, no. Let us look for that one unchanging reality, which is the underlying cause, Sarvakarana Karana. By knowing that, I will know everything. So this is the approach of the Vedas. This is the approach of our sages and rishis. I gave the example of Ganesh and Karthik. Karthik wanted to go around the whole globe on his peacock. Whereas Ganesh, he said, Shiv Parvati, they are the whole world. So he went around them and he said, I have gone around the universe. Because he knew the essence, and he went around Shiva Parvati. Whereas Karthik, he started going around the entire globe, saying, this is the world. So the essence, the ability to go for the essence is the hallmark of a seeker. A true seeker should be able to go for the essence. Then when you go, then you find Krishna is there actually. But that's not the beginning of your search. Beginning of the search is to define what is the supreme absolute truth. So S-A-T, Sat, is supreme absolute truth, means the essence of all that exists. In other words, Sat means God. So both scientists and spiritualists are seeking that only. But scientists don't have any tools for doing that. Whereas spiritualists have the guidance of God. So that's why spiritualists succeed. Scientists fail. Okay. What are the three aspects of the supreme absolute truth? How do they differ from each other? Yes, hands up please. Three aspects of the supreme absolute truth. Lakshmi Venkat Mataji, yes, go ahead.
Yes, the three features are the Brahman, all pervading,
Yes,
and then Paramatma, that is the impersonal oneness is the Paramatma,
yes.
the
Impersonal
manifest
is Brahman.
Brahm,
Yes,
okay, and the Paramatma,
yes,
and who is residing in the heart of each and every living entity.
yes,
And as Bhagavan is the supreme personality of Godhead.
yes. These are the three
The three
aspects. How do they differ from each other?
Brahman is the effulgence that is emanated from the Supreme Lord, and it is the impersonalist.
Yes,
And the Paramatma is the what are the yogis and other the yogis, and the Bhagavan is the one who is worshipped by the bhaktas.
okay, yes. The answer is perfect. Devendra Mishra Prabhu, want to add something?
Yeah, Dhruvaji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I
Krishna.
think the difference is like sun ray, sun planet, and sun god. So one is the energy, one is the. So I think.
You preempted one more question. This
Oh, sorry. No, Prabhuji, can you please explain because I can't
no,
clear about this.
that's perfect. What I wanted to say, I will go for the answer, then I will talk about it. So first is Brahman, that is the essence of all that exists. I already explained the gold ornaments, the essence is gold. The clay dolls, the essence is clay. Wooden toys, the essence is wood. Like that, the essence of this creation, which we see in so much variety around us, what is the essence? That is Brahman, the unchanging reality behind the changing reality. Changing reality is what we see all around us, but behind that is the unchanging reality, which is unmanifest, aprakata. Aprakata, it's not manifest. That means it cannot be perceived with our senses. It is not perceivable with our senses. So that is Brahman essence. That is the essence. Then you have Paramatma. That is the life that is behind all that exists. The Sarvakarana Karana. It is the life from which everything has emanated. So Paramatma is what we call the Virat Rupa. Virat Rupa, we explain it as the Brahman, but the life of that Virat Rupa is the Paramatma. So Paramatma permeates everything. So I say there is a Paramatma within me, there is a Paramatma within you, but there is also Paramatma within every atom, inside and outside of every atom, and in the middle of every atom, Paramatma is there. So that is the life force which is behind the Brahman, which is operating everything. So there is a second aspect of the Lord. And the third is Bhagavan, which is the form, supreme personality of Godhead. See how amazingly Prabhupada has coined this term in English. So we usually talk about God or we talk about supreme God, but Prabhupada goes further and says supreme personality of Godhead, because supreme God can take any number of forms. He can take unlimited forms. Sometimes very similar forms, sometimes forms that have variations in appearance, variations in qualities, variations in activities. So Supreme God can take any number of forms. Out of all those forms, they are all personalities. But out of all those personalities, what is the Supreme Personality? That is Bhagavan, right? Supreme Personality of Lord Krishna of Vrindavan, can say like that. That is Bhagavan. So you can see that each of the above, Brahman to Paramatma, it's a higher realization where you are accepting that there's a life which is controlling everything. And then you go to Bhagavan, you come across this beautiful, amazing Satchitananda Vigraha form of Bhagavan. So they represent a higher and more complete understanding. So if someone understands Bhagavan, then he automatically understands Brahman and Paramatma. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes. So now so explain this with a suitable metaphor. That has been already done. So I will go for the answer. Sunlight is Brahman, sun globe is Paramatma, and sun god is Bhagavan. So that is the example Prabhupada beautifully explains. When sunlight comes into our house, does not mean sun has come into our house. But in one sense, sun has come into our house because the essence, the sunlight is non-different from sun, the sun planet. When the sun sets, the light goes back into the sun. So there is no difference really between sunlight and sun god. But sun god is a superior understanding. Behind the sunlight is a sun globe, and you further enter into the sun globe, there you find sun god. So these are all increasingly superior understandings. And sun god is the perfect understanding, which is the complete and highest understanding of supreme absolute truth. Answer in 3 words.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a
Hare
question
Krishna,
on
Vikas Prabhu. Yes, go ahead.
what is supreme truth? So, as you explain it, three aspects of supreme absolute truth.
No, I said 3 words only now.
Not now, just earlier. Sir, so, can we say life is a supreme truth? Life, truth comes from life.
I won't keep any suspense. Okay, Kali Kumar Ghosh Prabhu is coming on for the first time. Please answer this. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, is it Satchitananda? Satchitananda?
You see how our thinking is differing so much. These are the 3 words. Yes. What is the complete and highest understanding of supreme absolute truth in 3 words? Lord Shri Krishna.
Krishna.
But anyway, all of you have given this answer much earlier. So, next question. Name the major pathways to know the supreme absolute truth, which is the best and why.
The major pathways to know the supreme
Hands up, please.
truth.
Some more hands. Yes, some more. Only 2 hands are up now so far. Kali Kumar Ghosh Prabhu. Okay, Kali Kumar Ghosh Prabhu, please try this.
Is Ashtanga, then Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga,
Yes.
and then Bhakti Yoga.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's right. Anyone else would like to add something? Sumi Mataji?
Jnana Yoga, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga,
Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. Right.
Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga.
Yes. So let us see the answer. So Karma Yoga, we say specifically Nishkama Karma Yoga. The one step before this would be called Sakama Karma Yoga. Actually, Sakama means doing your duty with some expectations. That will lead you to Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga will lead you to Jnana Yoga. And Jnana Yoga can lead you to Bhakti Yoga, or it can simply end in liberation. Ashtanga Yoga can lead to the Siddhis, the 8 types of Siddhis. That is Ashtanga Yoga. Bhakti Yoga will lead you to the Supreme Lord. In different types of muktis, you may get Salokya, Samipya, Sarshti, Sarupya, and Saijya, 5 types of muktis. So all this is possible with Bhakti Yoga. That means Bhakti Yoga gives you the highest results. In Bhakti Yoga, you can see Bhagavan. In none of the other yogas you can see. The other yogas, when they lead you to Bhakti Yoga, then yes, it is very good. You can start with Karma Yoga, Nishkamya Karma Yoga, move on to Jnana Yoga, and finally come to Bhakti Yoga, and then see Bhagavan. But without coming to Bhakti Yoga, there is no seeing Bhagavan. Nobody can say, no, by Nishkamya Karma Yoga, I will see Bhagavan. Not possible. Jnana Yoga also, not possible. Ashtanga Yoga also, not possible. So, whichever yoga you choose, unless you mix Bhakti Yoga with that, you cannot access Bhagavan. Is it clear? Is there any doubt there?
No.
These various types of yoga, the difference is none of them can give you the contact of Bhagavan except Bhakti Yoga. Another interesting thing is, for doing Bhakti Yoga, no qualification is needed. Am I right? Or is there some qualification? Can somebody answer this? Am I right or wrong?
Yes,
For
Prabhu.
Bhakti
No
Yoga,
qualification.
Yes, Prabhu.
no qualification.
You're right.
No qualification.
Everybody
No
says no qualification needed.
No, Prabhuji.
Sudha Mataji, you are on. Like to say something?
No, Prabhuji, what you said is right.
You say no qualification for Bhakti?
Yes.
Yeah, no qualification is required.
Okay, everybody is agreed on that. Let me say the one qualification required to do Bhakti, otherwise everybody would be doing Bhakti. The one qualification is Shraddha, faith. You should have faith, otherwise you cannot do Bhakti. Okay, if you have faith in the Supreme Lord, then only you can do Bhakti. Without that faith, you cannot do. No other qualification is needed. If you think faith is a qualification, yes, then it is needed for Bhakti. One needs faith to start Bhakti. Otherwise, why people go for Jnana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga, etc., when Bhakti Yoga is available? Bhakti Yoga is so easy to perform. Susukam kartum, avyayam gives the highest result. Rajavidya is the highest knowledge. Rajaguhyam, highest secret. So, when Bhakti Yoga is so wonderful, why most people don't take it? It is because they don't have Shraddha. So, Shraddha is a very important filter point. Those who lack Shraddha, they have to go to other yogas. They have no choice. They have to pick up one of these. They are all very difficult. Karma Yoga is difficult, Jnana Yoga is difficult, Ashtanga Yoga is difficult. But what to do if they don't have faith? They have to settle for any of these lesser yogas, which are more difficult, give inferior results. But the problem is they lack faith. You get the point?
Prabhuji, one doubt, Prabhuji.
Yes.
We take Bhakti Yoga, then there is no chance of falling down, is it?
Yes.
I mean, there is a 100% surety that we'll be in the correct track.
No,
without going to the other
100%.
yogas. No, just like other yogas, you fall down if you are misled or if you have a thought process doesn't go properly, then you fall down. But what about the Bhakti Yoga?
The 100% surety in Bhakti Yoga is that whatever progress you have made will be preserved by Lord Krishna.
Yeah.
Even if you happen to die, you have done 1% Bhakti, not 100%. 1%.
Yeah.
That
No,
1%
you're not,
will be preserved. 1% will be preserved. But next
Okay.
time you have to start from that 2%.
Okay.
But so that is the guarantee you have. It will be preserved for you. And also, if you do aparats, God forbid, if you do aparats in Bhakti, then that 1% what you have already got may be covered for some time.
Okay.
You may not be able to come back to Bhakti for a long time.
Okay.
If you do aparad, that means aparad is more serious than sin. Because aparad can block you from accessing your bank account. You see, sometimes you forget your password. Then you have the bank account, you have the bank balance, but you are not able to access it.
Just do it. Okay.
So like that, you will forget the password.
Okay.
If you commit aparad.
Okay.
But it is still there.
But Prabhuji, knowingly, unknowingly, we try to, after coming to Krishna consciousness, now we have become alert or I mean, every step we keep is, think about him and we try to avoid it. But knowingly, unknowingly, we perform this aparad. So how do we come out of it, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you see, before you came to Bhakti, if you did aparad, Krishna may not take it very seriously.
Okay.
But after coming to Bhakti, if you John Bujke, if you do aparads, then Krishna.
Not Jan Mujhke Prabhuji, but the thing is, see, knowingly, unknowingly, I'm working in the kitchen. There is a cockroach out there.
Yes.
And I cannot
That is
allow
not
the
an aparad. That's a sin.
That is a sin. Okay.
What will
Aparad
come?
in the. Okay. But
Aparad.
nowadays I've made it a point, even if I hit a cockroach, I say Hare Krishna and I hit it. So what to do? No. So I have become a little bit guilty of doing these things.
Yes. That will come. And then we have to start thinking. Actually, this question has been asked many times about killing cockroaches and mosquitoes.
Whatever it is. I mean, I'm just giving an example like
So
that.
the answer is that we should keep our house clean, that these pests will not come. But if they do come, then you have to do the needful as you are doing it. But we have to be extra careful in future that these pests will not come. Why these pests are attracted to my kitchen? That is what we have to think of. And definitely using HIT or all other pesticides is not approved. Unless you can use cow dung.
Yeah, but now even the cow dung is not pure, Guruji, nowadays.
Yes.
So that is it.
Yeah, but all said and done, pesticides are not approved.
Okay, Prabhuji.
We use Dettol, phenyl, and all those things so casually. Actually, no, it's not even scientific. The scientists agree that 99% of the bacteria and the microorganisms around us are either beneficial or they are harmless or harmless.
Nowadays, the thought has come that everything has got a soul in it. So that keeps on banging your head.
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
Yeah. So, see, the whole world is so organized that there is a symbiosis. All organisms are cooperating with each other. Actually, I read one amazing book called Cows Save the Earth. It's not written by a ISKCON devotee. It's not written by a devotee at all. It is written by scientists. So you won't easily come across these books, but maybe you can search, I don't know, Cows Save the Earth. It has been written by American scientists who have done tremendous amount of research around the world, and they explain how. In that book I read the symbiosis in all creation around us. We cannot take anything casually and simply, smash it under your feet. We don't know about them. I read about such amazing microorganisms in the soil which are helping agriculture. We don't give any respect to them. We simply douse them with chemicals, and we are snapping these symbiotic relationships which is there in the form, in all living forms there. So in any case, we have no right to take casually into our hands to kill something that is not convenient for me, thinking I am the center of everything. So anyway, so Bhakti is the highest because that is the only way to see Bhagavan, which is the highest understanding of SAT. So the highest supreme absolute truth is Bhagavan, and Bhakti alone helps you to see him. So the highest realization is given only by Bhakti. That's why it is the highest. Okay. So what is the difference between a living body and a dead body? One hand, Sumi Mataji. Yes, go ahead, Mataji. Please answer.
The soul, Prabhuji.
Yes, perfect.
The Atma.
Yes, the presence or absence of the soul is the difference. Yes. 1 second, I don't know, my screen is freezing. Yes. Okay. So presence and absence of the soul is the difference between living and non-living things. Okay. Padmini Mataji, yes, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have a doubt in this regard.
Yes. Yeah.
See, we say when the soul leaves the body, it becomes a dead body.
Correct.
Okay, I wanted to know while living, we say soul is there is one Atma and there is one Paramatma also.
Yes.
That is, Krishna is there with us. When the soul leaves the body, what happens to Paramatma?
Actually, the soul cannot leave the body until Paramatma wills it, because the Paramatma never leaves the soul, you see. The Paramatma always accompanies the Atma.
Acha, even if the body is not there, Paramatma is always there with the soul.
See,
Say for instance,
let me explain. There is one Paramatma who is in the whole creation. There is only one Paramatma in the whole of creation. Okay. But that Paramatma is living, is reflecting in the heart of every living entity. So that way, you have your own Paramatma within you. That Paramatma will accompany the soul every time the soul transmigrates from one body to another. That Paramatma will go. But then, don't think there are so many Paramatmas. There is only one Paramatma. The whole creation, one Paramatma. He is called Vishwatma. He is the Atma of the creation, of the entire material universe. There is one. So he is there within every atom also. And he is there with the soul also. In that sense, the Paramatma accompanying your Atma will go with you when you go to the next body. But then the body that is left behind, it is made up of atoms. And inside every atom also Paramatma is there.
oh, okay. Okay.
Get that understanding? Yeah. Paramatma is there even in non-living things. Not that Paramatma is there only in living things. But then your own Paramatma will go with you wherever you go.
Okay. So the soul is never alone.
The
soul is always accompanied by Paramatma wherever we are.
Yes. Because see, all the memories of the soul are recorded in Paramatma actually. Paramatma is the witness of everything. Paramatma remembers whatever the soul has desired, spoken or done. Everything is with the Paramatma. All the records are with the Paramatma. But Paramatma is not only a record keeper, mind you. Paramatma is your ever well-wisher. Paramatma is constantly meditating how to take you to higher and higher understandings so that one day you can go back to Krishna. So the Paramatma is not an unthinking record keeper, not like that. That is one of the functions he does. But he is doing all this only with one aim, that the soul should get purified and return to Krishna. That is the only purpose. So that Paramatma leaves our body along with the soul. And wherever the soul goes, Paramatma goes. Is it clear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. It's so comforting to know that we are never alone.
Yes,
only by forgetting we become alone. You see, in the Vedas, there is a nice story. Many students went to one spiritual master, and the spiritual master wanted to give them a test. He gave each of them a banana. He said, go to a lonely place and eat it and come back. Let us see who comes first. So all the students came back except one. And that student finally came back and he returned the banana to his guru. He said, sorry, I could not find a lonely place. Wherever I went, I felt somebody was watching me from within. So the guru said, you are my disciple. So yes, that consciousness that the Paramatma is with us is really comforting. Thank you.
Thank you,
Prabhu, I got a doubt, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I got to. See, a person dies because the Paramatma and the soul leaves the body.
Yes.
The body is, now the person died.
Yeah.
See, after some days, the body becomes decomposition, undergoes decomposition.
Yeah.
And creates worms also.
Yes.
My doubt is how the living things are coming out of the dead body. Is there, yes.
This question only I was answering to Padmini Mataji.
Yes.
What I have given the answer already. You are now framing the question.
Yes. Paramatma is also present in the dead everywhere, in every atom.
Paramatma is actually one, not many. Atma is many. you have an Atma, I have an Atma. Krishna says in Gita, Sarve Vayam Atah Param. We have always been there. You are there, I am there. All these kings are there eternally. So the souls are eternally existing. So we are all individual souls. But Paramatma is not like that. I have a Paramatma, you have a Paramatma, everybody has a Paramatma. Not like that. It is the same Paramatma. But the Paramatma has individualized or localized himself for our sake. The one Paramatma has localized within each of us as our own Paramatma. Getting the point?
Thank you, Bro.
That is always our Paramatma. But then there is one Vishwatma of the whole creation. That he is called Garbhodakshai Vishnu. He is there in everything. Or Kshirodakshai Vishnu. Kshirodakshai Vishnu is present in every atom. The same Kshirodakshai Vishnu is present everywhere. Okay, so that is why it is said he is Achintya. We cannot straitjacket him with my understanding. Okay, now I have clearly understood who is Paramatma. So it's not like that. We have to use our intelligence as much as possible to understand him. But ultimately, we will come to the conclusion that I cannot understand him fully, and we will surrender to him more. Okay, so our aim is not to know, our aim is to surrender. Okay, because we are inferior intelligence, he is a superior intelligence. We have to surrender to him. Okay, so how do you identify yourself as Deha or Dehi? Who would like to answer this?
Prabhuji, may I?
1 second, I am seeing some hands up already.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Devendra Mishra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I identified myself as Dehi.
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 Oh, that's very nice. What is the result of Deha identification?
It is temporary. Whatever is materialistic thing I acquire, it is temporary. One day it will vanish.
Yes. So if I think I am the body, right? If I think I am the body, that's a temporary identification. So whatever I have will go. Okay. Who would like to add? Sumati Mataji, would like to add something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We'll be affected by the three miseries of the world.
Right.
Three forms of miseries.
Absolutely. The 4 miseries and the 3 miseries. They will start affecting us. Yes. Whatever happens to the Deha, I will start thinking it is happening to me. And Deha is in any case a temporary, assembly of material substances. So it will continue to be affected by things that is going on around us. So we will think it is happening to me. I will think I am getting old, I am getting sick, I am dying like that. But none of it is true actually for the Dehi. Yes, so here it is. You become subject to the 4 miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death. You cannot free yourself from material world as long as you have Deha consciousness. You have to rise to the Dehi consciousness. Okay, now let us see the real test. What is your date of birth? I am sure all of you have different answers to this. Yes? Or do you think everybody has the same answer? Sumati Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. All of us have the same answer, I think so, Prabhuji. We have no beginning or end.
Yes, so the question of your date of birth is actually a very absurd question, right? You have no date of birth. Okay. So the answer is I am unborn. So there is no question of date of birth. Okay, we know that the body will die one day. What about us? Yes.
Soul never dies.
Huh?
Soul never dies. I am soul. I am not this body.
Who is saying this? Sumi Mataji?
Arjuna Baba.
Okay. Vikas Prabhu, please, all of you come on mute. Please be on mute. Okay. So, Vikas Prabhu wanted to say something. Go ahead. Hare
We
Krishna.
will, Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
we will accompanied by Paramatma.
What do you mean? We know that the body will die one day. What about us? There is a question.
So we will leave the body and go to the Paramatma.
Ha.
So
So, yes. We are basically deathless. So, what is happening is we are there, the body is coming and going. Yes?
yes,
We are
yes,
not going anywhere.
nowhere.
Right? The body is coming and going. Right? When we say death, the body is going. And another body is coming. Yeah. So, here is my answer. We are eternal, birthless, deathless, changeless. We belong to the spiritual world. Actually, we don't belong here also. The spiritual world, the essence is eternity, full knowledge and joy. So simply we don't belong here. We simply don't belong here. Okay. What is the appearance and disappearance of happiness and misery compared to by Krishna? We are into the second chapter now. How we should handle this? Any answer? Please raise your hands.
Let's compare to winter and summer, change of season.
Yes, summer and winter. Who said this?
Narasimhan Raghun Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah, please raise your hand so that I can see who all are answering. Okay, so it is compared to summer and winter, the appearance and disappearance of happiness. Okay, so how we should handle it? Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. We have to tolerate it, Prabhuji, whatever comes.
Yes, very simple. How to handle this means nothing to do. Just tolerate it. Don't be disturbed by it. Just, okay. So, that summer and winter example, Mataji, can you elaborate a little more? What does Krishna mean by that, summer and winter?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Summer and winter comes and goes, Prabhuji. Nothing is permanent.
Yes.
Summer and winter comes and goes. Same way, happiness and distress also is coming and going. It is not permanent.
Yeah, but Krishna also explains why they come and go in the same shloka. Anyone else wants to try? You remember that shloka? Matra sparshastu. Sudha Mataji? Yes.
Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama paino nityastam stitikshashva bharata.
Thank you. So, what does Krishna say here? Why this summer and winter come? Why happiness and miseries come? What is the reason Krishna is giving?
Prabhuji, may I try?
Yeah, okay.
Because we come in contact with sense objects.
Who comes in contact with sense objects?
The body comes in
happiness
contact
and
with
miseries alternate in the material life based on the sense or contact. We contact the sense objects.
No.
our senses come in
senses
contact with
come
the
in contact
material.
with
yeah.
Senses, correct.
Senses come in contact.
So, see, this is what is called Sankhya Yoga, you see. You should be able to see things differently. You should not say I for everything. Your senses are not you. Your mind is not you. Your body is not you. Your ego is not you. Your intelligence is not you. You have to see them all separately. So, the senses are contacting the sense objects. That's what Krishna means by saying Matra Sparsha. Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya. Matra means the senses. Sparsha, they are touching. What they are touching? Sense objects. So when they touch the sense objects, you experience happiness and misery. So Krishna says, be aloof by tolerating. Okay. The senses are touching the sense objects and the senses are getting agitated. But you should remain aloof by tolerating. This is what Krishna is recommending. Okay. Okay, so the answer is summer and winter seasons. we should tolerate the changes caused by our senses contacting sense objects, as these are temporary. The senses contact the sense objects, then suddenly summer comes, then suddenly winter comes. This keeps on coming and going. So this is simply senses and sense objects. We have nothing to do with it. We are eternal, these are temporary. So the eternal has nothing to do with the temporary. This is the consciousness we have to cultivate. Okay. Why does Krishna advise Arjuna to rise above Vedic rituals like yajna? Yes, Aishwarya Mataji at last. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Because the yajnas are all the karma kanda, that is, it directs us towards some materialistic some materialistic benefit that it directs us towards, and we might get attached to that benefit, and we might not think about God really.
Yeah, what is wrong with that?
Because if we are going on, but that is also a kind of sense gratification, I feel, Prabhuji.
What is wrong with sense gratification?
Yajnas are kind of approved for the benefit of man, but then it might give us some papa and punya, because if even if there is a small mistake in doing the yajna, it causes great sins, and if we are acquiring benefits from it, then we are worshipping the demigods.
Yes. What is wrong? What is wrong with that? Sudha Mataji?
Prabhuji, I think we get entangled in this circle of birth and death if we do all this and we are attached to these things.
Supposing, by performing yajna, you get punya. What is wrong with punya?
Nothing wrong, but we'll only attain the higher planets, and again we'll come back to this material world. We will not go back to the Vaikuntha, Goloka, Vrindavana. That is what I feel.
Why should we go back to Vaikuntha?
So that we can always serve the Lord, Prabhuji, because that is our soul. This thing of the nature of the soul is to serve the Lord and not be a Lord of our own senses.
What is wrong with that?
Prabhuji, if we do yajnas, we either gain papa or punya, and to get back the reactions of the papa and punya, we again have to take birth, and we'll have to take birth until we finish that papa and punya, which in this material world, which is Dukale Mashashwadam. So we should not do yajna.
Yes. So yajna will give you punya. Punya will give you elevation to the spiritual world. Spiritual world you will live for a long, long time, and then you will come back to this world. And then again you do yajna and again go back. What is wrong with that?
But Prabhuji, punya means we won't go into the spiritual world, right, Prabhuji? We will only go to
no. Punya means you will go to heavenly planets, not to the spiritual world. Heavenly planets, where you will get a lot of enjoyment, sense enjoyment, much more than what you can get here in this material world for a long, long time. So why should we not do yajnas?
Prabhuji, can I say something?
Who is saying this?
Sumati Ravi. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I have just one question for you, Prabhuji. So you said punyas, we all go to heavenly planets, but heavenly planets are also part of the material world, right?
Yeah.
Up to Brahmaloka.
Correct.
So we being spirit souls, our place is in the spiritual realm. We are spirit souls. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So our place that is our abode. Our original abode is only the spiritual realm. And the spirit, as spirit souls, we need to be in our place, which is the spiritual realm, and not even if it is the other punya lokas, which are only temporary.
I am not yet fully convinced. Can somebody give me a more convincing answer?
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna
you are
Guruji.
not
Hare
wrong.
Krishna.
I'm not saying you are wrong.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
This is Devendra Mishra. Guruji, actually, Papa Punya are the effect of karmas. We
Yes.
want to go beyond the effect of karma.
Yes.
That is the main reason. We want no karma.
Yeah.
Nothing to attach, no way to attach with anything.
Why
So
we
that
want to
is the,
go beyond karma?
because I want to go back to my own home. So as long as I am under the effect of the karma, it is not possible, because unless until I am in that no karma zone, it is very difficult for me to achieve, not to be affected with the karma, effect of karma.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. But I am looking for something specific that Krishna told in these shlokas. That word I
Hare,
am waiting to hear from one
Hare
of
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Is it because to perform the devotional service, Prabhuji, to Krishna,
Yeah,
which
that
is
is fine.
not
But
possible?
you see, at this present stage of our development, we all think very selfishly. So I am looking for a selfish answer from all of you. Why Arjuna is recommended to rise above Vedic rituals? There should be a very good selfish reason that I can accept.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I say something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Who is that?
Padmini.
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Madhuri. Go ahead.
Is it because we have to go back to the spiritual abode, or whatever it is called, so
Yes.
that we don't come back? That is the permanent place where we have to be. So just to be there permanently in the presence of Krishna doing devotional service, is it because of that we have to go there?
Yeah, I think all of you are right. Your answers are all quite good. But if
Is it
Guruji, may I add?
you have to talk to some materialistic person and you want to strongly attract them to your path, then you should have more attractive arguments. You have to, the same thing you have to present it in different ways so that they can accept. Let us see what I have written here. I don't remember now. Just let's see. So, see what the Vedas are doing. They are also elevating our consciousness by a gradual process towards Sattva. From Tamoguna to Rajoguna to Sattva. You are all right. When you do Vedic sacrifices, you get punya, and the punya will give you heavenly planets. But apart from that, the Vedas are doing something else for you. What it is doing? From your Tamoguna to Rajoguna to Sattva, it is gradually raising you because you are following the prescribed path of the scriptures. So when you follow the scriptures, which are actually coming from the Supreme Lord, it elevates you in your consciousness. Gradually, your bad thoughts will be replaced by good thoughts. Gradually. In many lifetimes, you will come to Sattva Guna. And from Sattva Guna, you can aspire for liberation. Or in the meantime, if you are fortunate to come in contact with devotees, then you may take the Bhakti path and go back to Krishna. So this is what the Vedas are offering, which means Vedas are within the three gunas. So getting the point? Traigunya Vishaya Veda. Traigunya, this is what Krishna is telling. Traigunya. Sattva, Raja, Tamo Guna. Vedas are within these three gunas only. But we spirit souls are actually beyond the gunas. So as long as we are within the gunas, we are bound up, we are conditioned. But when we go beyond the gunas, it's called Suddha Sattva. Suddha Sattva. Beyond the gunas. That's called Transcendental Consciousness. That is when you are back with Krishna. So then you are in your true original nature as the spirit soul. Otherwise, as long as you are performing Vedas with the view to enjoy the fruits, then you are only gradually progressing. So Bhakti is the express way to transcendence. Easier, more sublime, gives highest results. Is it okay?
Prabhuji, another thing I feel would be the answer is if we do the yajnas, we are only doing one yajna at a time. We are only satisfying one or two demigods at a time. But
Yes.
if we serve Krishna, then we serve all the demigods at the same time.
We are watering the root.
Watering. Yes, Prabhuji.
And in any case, satisfying the demigods is not our objective. We want to satisfy that one Supreme Lord. These are all automatic side effects. We are not looking for that. We are only interested in serving the Supreme Lord. But by doing that only, all the side benefits are automatically obtained. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, everything is available to a devotee. But devotee doesn't want any of this. Devotee wants only service to Lord Krishna eternally. Okay, thank you. So what is the correct mood to perform our duty? Who wants to try? This is all from second chapter only. Yes, Lakshmi Venkat Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, that is to free one from the material bondage.
Yes.
And without attachment to the results.
Correct. Which shloka, Mataji, you remember?
Me, Guruji, I don't remember the shloka. I'm not so.
It's a very famous shloka, very often quoted by non-devotees also.
Okay.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्तु
माफलेषु कदाचन
ना कर्म फल
हेतुर्भूर् नाके संगोस्तु अकर्मणि
कर्मण्येव अधिकारस्य माफलेतु कदाचन मा कर्म फले हेतु भूमो ते संग एव कर्माणि
that is the correct mood to perform duty. Okay, let us see. I have broken it up into various things. You can see the answer. You have to perform duty as an obligation sincerely. That's called karmanyeva adhikaraste. You have the right only to perform your duty, and you have to do it sincerely. Ma phaleshu, without attachment to results. That means you have to offer the fruits to God. Don't be attached to the results. Then ma karma phala heturbu. Don't think you are the doer also. If you think I am the doer of this karma, then you will also become the enjoyer of that karma. That means bondage. You do karma, then the fruits are going to come and you will become the enjoyer. But as long as you are doing the duty without thinking I am the doer, how can you not think I am the doer? How is it possible? Any suggestions? You are doing something, but you have to think I am not the doer. How is it possible?
Offer everything to the service of the Lord. Think we are doing everything for this Lord.
Offering everything is okay, but how to think I am not the doer? Aishwarya Mataji.
Prabhuji, actually, we are not the doer exactly, because it is our senses, our body, our mind, our intelligence, and the Paramatma who is sanctioning, and all and the situation that is at hand. All these are the doers, and we are only one part. That is, we only desire the whatever has to happen, but then all the other things are automatically happening. By the efforts.
But that is a very technical explanation, not very satisfying. How to not think I am the doer? The answer would be you become an instrument of God. You think I am an instrument. We all are instruments. All the souls are part and parcel of God. So we are all instruments only. God is using us. So we have to render ourselves or surrender ourselves into the hands of God. Then we become no longer doer. We become instrument. Like a surgeon is using a knife to cut open the body of a patient. He is using a needle and thread to stitch somebody's body. They are instruments. They don't get any credit for a job well done. Correct? The credit goes to the surgeon. Similarly, we are all instruments in the hands of God. Why should we think I am the doer? We are not doers actually. God is the doer. So we have to develop that consciousness that God is acting through me. So we have to perform duty very nicely as a good instrument in the hands of God without attachment to the results. At the same time, if I am not going to enjoy the fruits, then why should I work? So Krishna says, don't become like that. Mate sangostu akarmani. To not do work, don't become attached. That is laziness. That's not an option. So you see, there are so many ways of doing the duty. First, you have to do your duty sincerely as an obligation. At the same time, no attachment to the results. Nor you should think I am the doer. And you should not become lazy also. That why should I work if I should not enjoy the fruits? I will not work only. That is also not correct. Okay. So how should the senses and mind be controlled and engaged? Give examples. All from second chapter. Sthita Prajna. How does he control the senses? How does he engage the senses? No hands are going up. Devendra Mishra Prabhu, yes.
Yeah, we can control our senses and mind by engaging our senses and mind in the service of God only.
Very good. Examples?
Examples, Raja, I forget the name of this king. How he used all his Amrish, Raja Amrish, how he used all his sense for the gratification of God. So
Perfect. Perfect. So what is the another mundane example Krishna gives in chapter 2?
Is it that tortoise one, Prabhuji?
Correct.
Yes, just like the tortoise withdraws its limbs in face of danger. The same sense can be employed in serving the Supreme Lord, which will make senses into toothless snakes.
So
Incapable of harming the soul by temptations.
correct. So you should know when to withdraw the senses. You should know
And
when
then
to release the
when
senses. That we learn from the tortoise. Yes. So by engaging mind and senses in Krishna's devotional service, always. Examples are tortoise and King Ambarish Maharaj. Okay. How can a person rise beyond the pull of material pleasures? Material pleasures are constantly pulling. How can he rise above?
Prabhuji, may I, if you don't mind?
Let us see. Aishwarya Mataji's hand is also up. Let us see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, by experiencing a higher taste, we can lose the interest in the mundane material pleasures.
Okay, Lakshmi Mataji, what do you say?
Then powerless to influence the senses. We should become powerless to influence the senses.
Can you elaborate further?
That is, when we experience the higher taste of God consciousness, material temptations become powerless. Material temptations become powerless to influence the senses.
Yeah, because you are experiencing higher sweetness. So immediate sweetness no longer attracts you. You don't feel the sweetness only.
Yeah.
Like when the sun is rising, how the stars disappear.
Yes.
Simply the stars are not visible. The stars are very much there in the day sky. In the day sky, stars are very much there, but we don't see them only. In the same way, when you are experiencing the higher pressure of God, the material pressures simply you don't experience them. So very correct, that's the answer. So by experiencing a higher taste, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. So by experiencing higher taste, Krishna Bhakti in association of devotees is that higher taste. Performing Krishna Bhakti in the association of devotees, you experience the higher taste. Then automatically your material senses become toothless serpents. Exactly. Thank you. So, what is the first mistake that leads to the fall down of a person into this material world? Also from chapter 2. Anybody remembers the shloka or the content? What is the first mistake that leads to fall down? Remember, there are two shlokas.
Yes.
One after the other. Yes, Sujit Jana Prabhu? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Is it greed?
No, we are in the second chapter yet. Second chapter.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Is it like when you're thinking about the sense objects, contemplating, that is the first step.
Right. That
From
is
there comes lust, and from lust,
that is
anger. No, sorry, attachment.
Yes.
And
attachment to lust.
Lust to anger.
Lust to anger. Anger to
delusion.
Bewilderment.
And then they fall down.
Delusion and then loss of intelligence.
Oh yeah.
And from loss of intelligence we fall down. So dhyayato vishayan pumsaha dhyayato vishayan. That means you are contemplating sense objects. That is where the problem starts. the senses are contacting some sense object, that's not the problem. But the mind is connecting to that. That means with a view to enjoy that, the contemplation leads to the next step. The mind is dwelling through the senses on some sense object. Then it develops attachment to that. Then that attachment strengthens into desire to enjoy. That desire, when it is not fulfilled, it becomes anger. So from anger, delusion comes. Delusion means you forget that you are not this body, you are a spirit soul, that consciousness goes. Then smriti vibhramaha, you forget the scriptures which are telling you so many rules of do's and don'ts. You forget the scripture means you have lost your intelligence. So to understand things correctly, scripture is our intelligence. See, scriptures are our intelligence. When you smriti vibhramaha, if you forget the scriptural injunctions, then you have lost your intelligence. So, smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshad buddhi nasho, your buddhi is destroyed, intelligence is gone. So, buddhi nashad pranashyati, then the soul falls down. So, the main thing is, the problem starts with contemplating sense objects through your mind. And that is the biggest challenge of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everyone around you is trying to engage your senses into some sense object. Yeah, that is where the problem is coming. So where we have to take control is at that point. Like we always say, a drunkard should not go near a liquor shop. We say like that. So in this world, we are surrounded by temptations. So we have to keep ourselves safe like a tortoise. So this contemplation is where the problem starts. Okay. Contemplation of material sense objects. That is where the problem starts. So why is Bhakti superior to Vedic rituals? Okay, because it's something like repetition. Bhakti gives permanent results. It gives the highest results. Complete satisfaction for the self. We remain with Krishna in supreme love and ecstasy eternally. That way, Bhakti is the superior to Vedic rituals. Vedic rituals cannot give you all these results. No permanent results, not the highest result. They cannot give satisfaction to the self, and it will not give you connection with Krishna. All the Vedic rituals cannot do this. So even though Vedic rituals are considered to be very good, but they have their limitations, and Krishna is not recommending us to do that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Can we also say that we, in fact, start Vedic rituals with some benefit end in mind?
Correct.
Mostly.
Yeah, actually, there is a better way of doing Vedic rituals. Bhagavad Gita gives the example of Janaka Maharaj. There is only name Krishna takes there. Janaka Maharaj, he is performing all these Vedic rituals, but not with any purpose for himself. He wants to set a good example to his people. Because I may be a devotee, but every citizen may not be a devotee. So I should also guide them to a better path. They should not engage in sense gratification. So I will tell them, look, if you want sense gratification, follow the Vedic rituals. So Janaka Maharaj was doing constantly yagyas, even though he doesn't have to do it, but to set a good example. To be a good example for others, you can do. Actually, you should do. Because you may be a nice devotee, but those around you may not be nice devotees. So you should not avoid Vedic rituals. For their benefit, you have to do. If there are people like that around you, if everybody wants to become a devotee like you, wonderful, no problem. But if there are people who don't want to become devotees, then you have to give them the next best path. And that is, they have to follow the Vedic path. So that's why Krishna is recommending to Arjuna to go beyond the Vedic rituals. But not that no bhakti, no Vedic rituals is not a good option at all. Okay, I see Sujit Janas Prabhu's hand is up. Prabhu?
Sorry, Prabhuji, that was last time. Sorry.
Okay. So, Devendra Mishra Prabhu, you want to say something?
No, Guruji, nothing.
Okay. So, we will go to the next question. I think, what is the prescribed process in Kali Yuga to escape from cycle of birth and death and to return to God forever? I think all of you can answer this question. So, unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna consciousness.
Hare.
Chant the Maha Mantra.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare
So
Rama,
that's
Rama
it.
Rama, Hare.
Thank you very much. We have come to the end of this session. So we can meet again next week. But I don't know, today's attendance has really dwindled. We are only at 23, 24. Try and see if you can enthuse more people to join. We are starting third chapter from next week. Let us try and see how we can improve things. So thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Dandavat
Prabhuji,
pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
I am glad you had that Kirtan and Bhagavad Gita reading last week. It's very nice. Yeah, so next week also we'll take up the Guru Vandana. It's a very, very important thing to know. So we will take it up next week. Is there anything else any of you would like to say? Otherwise, okay, we'll meet again. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।